Hey everyone. So a lot of messages have been coming through, so I'm probably gonna be popping in and uploading videos. They ain't no problem. I need to do it, but uploading videos back to back because a lot of messages have been coming through, and it's realizations, it's epiphanies, it's epiphanies for my self, and it's sometimes for myself, and sometimes it's just messages that I need to get out because it's just a revelation to what I'm getting for wisdom. I guess you could say it's for myself. I don't know. So yeah, I guess you could say it's for myself. Okay. So I have a north node. My north node is in Virgo, right? So south node Pisces, and hair in my mouth. So south node Pisces. So if you know about astrology and all my astrologer gurus out there, South node is the back. It's the past. It's what you were in a past life. Mostly in a recent past life. Less likely in a third past life or a fourth, fifth past life, right? So okay, now hold on. I'm gonna finish what the South node is. I'm jumping too far. So North node is what you're supposed to be in this life. It's what you are supposed to be doing right now, succeeding to, I don't want to say exceeding, but succeeding to, embodying for your highest good. You're trying to integrate with your highest self, and your highest self most likely is in that north node. So your higher self every single day is always communicating with you, just like the spirits do, just like your guides, God, goddess, whoever you honor, right? Just like they do. They may not be giving you directions and all this stuff all day unless you're very, very freaking hard-headed and you just need directions and you're emotionally unstable and all that, and you still have an immature mind. Of course, you're going to be receiving all the symbols and synchronicities and all these things all day. So I had to say this to myself, back then when I used to be hard-headed and I didn't want to listen and all this and that, right? Even now, sometimes as an adult, we don't want to listen. We want to have it our way. We want to do it our way because we think our way is fine and dandy and is great, and that's why you make mistakes, and that's why most of us are in the circumstances, in situations that we are in now. Own up, take accountability. You're not aware of yourself. You're not doing the work, and I'm gonna talk about the vibration of the word work. So, and that being said, sorry, I'm driving, y'all. Well, obviously you see me driving. So, and that being said, you are receiving signs and synchronicities every single time, every single day. And I had to tell myself, like, okay, girl, chill. Breathe, act. Why am I seeing these? Y'all don't know how to act. Y'all don't know how to have relationships with the unseen. Well, I don't see it. Your subconscious is saying you don't see it because of you gotta touch it, feel it, all this stuff like that. But you can if you tap in If you practice on tapping in, embodying, so if you don't know you and you are self-aware, if you're not, self-awareness is part of being self-aware is part of clairsentience. You want to feel spirit, you want to know spirit, especially if you want to do tarot, you are a reader or whatever like that, whatever you trying to do, astral travel, you got to be self-aware. That's clairsentience right there. You got to feel, you got to embody it, you got to walk the walk. That's one way to open your clairsentience and kill two birds with one stone. You opening up your clairsentience, you feeling spirit more. Spirit is dropping the message of feeling, because you can get messages through feeling. You never been in a place where you're like, I don't think we should be here. That is your clairsentience. That is spirit communicating through that means of communication, of the sixth sense, of being in sync with spirit. And then the second one, killing two birds with one stone, is that being self-aware, you can distinguish, my empaths, you can distinguish your emotions from other people's emotions. If you are a person that has trouble with when you are in a job or a workplace or somewhere, and you assume, especially, okay, if you have a hard time with self-esteem and things like that, or emotional regulation, and or anxiety, and you go in a place and you're thinking that people are judging you, talking about you, feel some type of way about you, and all stuff like that. But when you are tapped in, you are self-aware, you realize, like, this is not my emotion. This is not me. This is not my emotion. This is not whatever they're feeling is whatever they're feeling. They don't have nothing to do with me. I'm going to keep my energy over here. Okay? Whether they sad, mad, got an attitude, happy, whatever it is, that's not your energy. That's not you. So they could be mad. They could be mad at what had happened to them yesterday, or something in the past, or whatever like that, or they just got a freaking attitude problem. But it don't got nothing to do with you. You see what I'm saying? Now you're doing the work. So me having the Virgo North Node and it's out here Pisces South Node, what that is, especially for my people who have it too. If you are not tuned in, I won't say tuned in. If you are not doing the work to reach the North Node, if you're not being self-aware and listening to the ones that are real on social media, instead of hyping up these fantasies and illusions that's causing you to get caught in the bear trap, get abducted by the bad wolf, be tricked by the trickster. They feeding your fantasy for their own gain, and you don't realize that. The real G, the real gangster, the real goon, goblin, whatever you want to call yourself, the real demon. That is gangster right there. That is true power. And people think that it's weak because they're not getting fast admiration. They're not getting, I think that's the right word. They're not getting fast likes and views and all that stuff like that. But baby, aren't you exhausted? You are burnt out because you're being fake. You are still stuck in yeah, you may be getting all the fast this and fast that and that, but you are not you at the end of the day. You go to bed, you probably can't sleep at night. You probably tossing and turning. You probably can't. And the only thing that has become an addiction to you is those views and all this stuff like that. Now you're holding on to that, to hoping, because once you lose your platform, and because I've seen people do it before. Maybe, and I'll be following somebody, or I'll be like, I start to feel some type of way because I'm like, they're not being their true authentic. So, well, hold on, what the heck they talk about, right? And then I unsubscribe, and I come back and try to find them. They're nowhere to be found. And maybe they change their post, but usually you can still find a person even if they change their name, if you're still using their old name, because they're still in sync in some way with their especially if they make a video referencing something from their last name on their page. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, so I was in a illusion, especially if you have a Pisces. I'm gonna say I, but we could be stuck in ourselves. Anybody can. If you're not doing the work, you're still following, and you're supposed to mesh these two together. You learn what you learned in your past life, the wisdom and all the stuff like that, and now your Virgo North Node, you got to become practical. You gotta become more in your power. I'm gonna say it like that. And the reason why I'm not saying discipline and structure, because Virgo is very disciplined and structured, analytical. People even call them a perfectionist. That's if they're in their low vibration and they feel like they have to reach some type of perfection, and nothing that doesn't exist. Okay. It's an illusion. Because remember what I said, you're holding on to people's opinions, their likes of you. You want them to like you in a certain way, but you don't know how to genuinely just walk outside and people just being kind, being nice, because you're not in your vibration. You're not self-aware. So that's the low vibration, right? So high vibration Virgos, they know when to get up early, go to bed on time, because they go to bed on time, they're getting up. They go to bed on time, they're getting up earlier, and they don't feel tired, they don't feel sluggish and all this stuff like that. But the Pisces South Node will be like, I want to do whatever I want. It's all about free flow. It's all about everything goes my way when I'm free flowing, and what I want to say, I don't like all this structure and discipline. It sounds blah. I'm feeling like I'm shackled and put in a cage and all this stuff like that, right? And that's the reason why I don't use discipline or structure, because for a long time, since it triggered my Pisces South Node, and I was like, why do it sound like I'm just stuck in a fish tank? Why do it feel like I'm stuck in a damn fish tank? And I can't go here and go there and da-da-da-da. And it's not that. I have to realize, okay, Brianna, just change the vibration of the word, of what this is. Change the word so it don't sound too harsh, the feeling of being in bondage or being trapped. So I started using different words. I started using words where I could say practical, I could say in my power, I can even say an affirmation. Me going towards my North Node gives me blessings. Me being in my North Node gives me blessings. It flows easier because I'm not in the past. I have the wisdom to make this world work in my favor if I just follow my North Node. And here's another word for this. This could... Oh, I got a call. I had a call, y'all. This can also be I'm trying to think of a word. Comment below if you know any words that sound less, if you have this placing that sounds less harsh or less like burdensome or ugh. It can be I don't know. Let me know. Because I can't think. I'm driving too. So, whew. Back to what I was saying. So, sometimes, and I think I spoke about this on one of my videos. I can't remember. But anyway, you gotta sometimes change the vibration of what you speak. Use different words. Formulate your own affirmations. You don't got to use anybody's affirmations. Use affirmations that is suitable and fit you. It could be, it don't have to sound righteous to someone else. Make it your own. So you could be in your north. And if you want me to help you dissect your birth chart, I say dissect it. If you want to know what you're meant to do here, I can give you I would say surface level reading, and I'm gonna be honest, it's gonna be a surface level reading. I'm not gonna really go too much into all the other points, conjunctions, well, I can say I can say a little bit of that stuff, but I'm not gonna go into y'all certain pivotal points or points and these triangles and stuff like that. No. We gonna go to you want to know how to be successful in your life. You want to know what your gifts are, your talents are. You want to know what you brought in this past life. If you want to know, okay. If you want to know, email me. And it will be a charge, so don't think it's free, because that's a lot of work. Reciprocal energy, so I can dissect your chart. And yeah, so it will be an hour long chart reading, your birth chart reading, and it will be for $50. Okay. So anyway, y'all have a great day and a great night wherever you are. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and all that. Peace.